what's up, y'all? What's up? Y'all know about this live for about a week now. Y'all been waiting. I got two queens in the back. I'm still waiting on Miss Ida. I got Stacy in the back, and I have Miss Chris, and we're gonna have a conversation. Now, you know I always tell you guys my chat, which I don't have this problem, but I always say it because when people are on my panel, they are my guests, point blank, period. Please be respectful in the chat because you know what will happen if you don't. We'll be out of here. And that's just pretty much it. Okay, let me go ahead and bring the mamas up on the screen. Hey D, hey, everybody, come on in. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please. But you come into the live, hit that like button real quick. And do not forget to check out all my social media, and I will have all the ladies' social media as well in the description. I'm gonna bring up. Hey, Mary. Y'all have been waiting for this. Dang, come on in. Y'all know y'all love some freaking Fred.
Okay.
Hello, Queen. What's going on? Welcome back. This is like y'all now. It seems like anyway. You know y'all fam. So it is. Miss Stacy and Miss Chris.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Welcome to the chat. I really want to. I'm gonna start with Miss Stacy because it's been something that everybody been wanting to hear her complete. Somebody said her favorite ladies wanted to hear her complete thoughts when she was on the Instagram live. So I'm gonna actually let her have the floor so she can finish what she was saying.
Oh Lord.
What?
When you were saying no, you was talking on live about I think it was Alexis. And you said the last thing you said was crap. I need to find the preview. I don't know what you said. You was on the Instagram live with Ida. This is how this all got started with Ida and Chris, and you was talking about Alexa. You said I'll spill the tea on commission reviews.
Oh, you know what I was talking about? I was like, so it was a lot of shady stuff being done, you know, and like we didn't know why she blocked us. We didn't even know that we were blocked. But when we showed up to our first premiere party, for the very first show, we walk up to 5015, baby, and I get in no problem. Chris is stopped at the door. Now this is something that she had organized. Alexis had organized it. And I was like, how unprofessional that Chris gets stopped. She's nowhere on there as a cast member, as a guest, as anything. This was right after Alexis had called both Kyra and I to ask us if we were messing with AJ. Like, she asked me. She called me. She was like, sis, I got to ask you something. She was like, can you FaceTime? And I'm like, sure. Like, what's up? She's like, I need to see your face when I'm talking to you because this is serious. So I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. Hell. So she FaceTimed me and she was like, well, do you and AJ have anything going on? And I was like, what? Like, if you got to call a lady and ask her if she got something going on with the man, first of all, you probably need to send them back to the street in the first place. So then that wasn't good enough. So then she was like, well, do you know if it's Chris that he's messing with? And I was like, what? So following this conversation was our premiere party. So Chris and I walk up and they're like, okay, oh, hey, come on in. Stop Chris. So we just standing there like the fuck. So, I'm sorry. I ain't even heard. So we standing there like, what in the world? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, listen, what do you need to see? So I pulled up the dang on the thing for and was like, this is her, clearly. Right. So that ain't enough. I was the only cast member to be a sponsor of the event. Okay. So I own a business. So I purchased a sponsorship. No, and that's no shade to any of my cast members because we do. And I didn't buy the most expensive package, but I just want to lend my support, and it's a really good organization, right? So we walk in. Do we see the other sponsors in the backdrop? Stacy paid her money. Do we see Stacy's business on there? Nope. After after the stipulations were like it was a package of things.
Right.
So I got in there and they tried to make it like, oh, Stacy was mad because she didn't want to get a picture and that's why she and Chris left early. No, number one, there was problems when we tried to get in with Chris. Number two, you weren't respectful to me or my business. And as a businesswoman, I don't care if I like you or not. Like, I don't care what we got going on personally. I don't even think of you in a personal regard when it comes to business. But that was shady as hell. And I'm like, and so like even one of my attorney friends was like, you need to get your money back because you paid for that and you didn't even get your due recognition. And so like leaving, like we had another party to go to because we have friends and family in town. Like people have flown in. So we had other things to do. But they tried to make it, well, someone, I don't know who it was, because it got back to Chris and I, tried to make it messy and was like, oh, well, they were mad because Stacy missed the picture. Stacy didn't want to take the picture because Stacy's business wasn't on there. And so if I paid for something to be on there, I'm not about to stand here with these other people who was on there. Now, is that right or wrong?
I understand it completely. I got beat up to do the same exact thing. I don't think you were wrong. But it seemed like to me, especially after part 2 came out of the reunion, you guys, it just seemed like y'all, I don't know, like even with that whole one, Venetia turned around, looked at y'all, and I watched, I was like, wait, I don't understand how they were pulled into that. Because I know you guys hung out with the cast. I would see y'all having fun and all these things. So because y'all face looked like y'all both was kind of like, it was the face, like y'all couldn't believe that it came to y'all. Was that the first time ever hearing any of this so-called rumor reveal about Stacy and Chrisantheium, Joelle and all this?
Yes, because the rumor reveal was that me and Chris were messing with AJ. Yeah. So if I can deduce properly, because when girl mentioned that stuff on the stage, she included AJ and Chris. So I can adequately deduce where the information came from.
Okay.
So my whole thing is I did not like how she tried to come for me and use me as a scapegoat and all that foolishness. However, I do err on the side of warning that misery loves company. And if you are getting information from your homegirl who's not happy or who's miserable because she got this other situation going on, then you need to check your sources. And I'm a grown ass woman. You knew my phone number. You know how to text. Girl, you could have been in Happyville a long time ago. All you had to do was call or text me. I could have cleared that up. I want Uncle Joel. You know, initially on the show, we were attracted to the guys, and you know, it was we're trying to figure out our connection. But at the end of the day, you know, when I left the show, I realized that, you know, I didn't see anybody like taking a step back. I didn't see anybody I was really compatible like that with.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, why would there are 7.9 something billion people in the world. Yeah. You think I heard about these 10 guys on this show in my regular life?
That motherfucking part.
Yeah. These are my options are limited to these 10 guys.
For real, yes.
They're not even in my option bucket at this point.
No, none.
Well, Miss Chris, I felt like wasn't doing anything, and I feel like she got that same dart from Venetia.
Right. I was like, what you don't like me for? I wasn't in a conversation with him. I'm over here dealing with Rod ass.
That's what I'm saying. And then I don't go ahead, Mama. Go ahead. That's why I didn't understand. Go ahead.
Like what you don't like me for?
What in the world? The part which y'all don't know is that I posted a little clip. Just a little small clip. Yeah, I know I'm a blogger again. I know I post stuff from the shows that I actually, review. So I just posted some clips from the reunion. I posted a clip where, because I thought it was really cute the way Chris and Stacy looked at each other, and I posted that part. And under the comments, because Chris don't care. Anyway, she was like, what'd you say? I forgot.
Girl, I was like, girl, bye. Because I'm like,
yes.
I'm like. Come on, I don't even know why I'm getting dragged into this.
And then Bernicia typed under comments, "Girl, bye." I was like, I didn't know she said.
Bye. I just went and
Yeah,
liked
yeah,
your
yeah.
comment. Okay, girl, I'm gonna like your comment. Bye. Shit. Like,
So what
what are
she
you
just
mad
like?
for?
What I don't even. So y'all didn't know anything about any of this stuff. It just all of a sudden came out because y'all took pictures with her, or you put your hand on his chest, or whatever. I'm like,
I don't know.
You put your hand on his chest. Say,
her hand on nobody's chest. The hell.
that's kind of weird. Who does that still? Like this is like 19. Oh, there go Miss Mama. Look.
Baby, listen. Stacy and Chrisantheium had me up all night, baby.
We didn't have you up at all.
I mean, it was pretty late.
Welcome, Miss Ida, to the chat.
Y'all. Good evening. Hey, boo.
You know, Miss Ida, Miss Ida B. Look, now I have to ask this because the stuff I saw in the reunion, exactly, D. The stuff I saw in the reunion, I was completely shocked about. Nothing against.
Yes, D. I'm sorry, but D, it's always better to be late than too late.
I agree. Nothing against Khalil or anything, but what in the world? I hate to sound like that, but where did they even come from? Because that came from left field, and everybody thought that, not just me. I thought that was like, what happened?
Who are we talking about?
Khalil,
What?
you a Khalil or a legend?
I'm kidding. I know you're talking about.
With that, I can't.
So are you referring to him asking me? Him? Oh, when Tommy asked him if he was seeing someone.
Yes.
I was okay. So just a really quick synopsis on Khalil. I obviously met him at the mixer, and we had a really good conversation, I think, for what it was at the time. And before we could talk again, he went home. They didn't show us talking at the mixer. Actually, they asked us to, like, can you all go mingle because I've been talking for so long. It was a good conversation. I think he got my humor, which apparently was lost on a lot of people, but he got my humor. It was a good conversation. And so he got sent home before it even got dark. Like, he got sent home quick.
You said before I got not when the lights came on. Oh my god!
No, like we started filming. Yeah, we started filming in the daytime, and I would say we filmed from like roughly, I don't know what time the first person got to the house, but people start getting to the house like at 11, 12. We didn't leave till like 11 to 12 that night. So think of all the things they had to do that day. We took pictures. 2 people went home. Chris came back. It was a long day. But before the sun went down, he had already gone home. So I was like, whatever. Because of course, I didn't think I was going home the next day. So I didn't give it any thought. So when I went home the next day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to production and see if they'll give me Khalil's number. And they didn't. They didn't say no. They didn't say yes. They just didn't say shit. Which is, no answer is no. So fast forward however many weeks, we went to Chris and Stacy had a preview party. Because, they did not have me out last night, but they had me out that night too. So I saw him there and I was like, hey, it like, and so I was like, yeah, I asked production for your number and they would give it to me. He was like, I asked production for your number too and they would give it to me. I was like, oh, well, look at us here. Look at us now. So we exchanged numbers. No, actually, we didn't exchange numbers. He was holding my phone and he went home with my phone and I realized I didn't have his number. So I called somebody to get his number. He met me, gave my phone back, all that. And so we went out, I would say maybe on maybe 3 or 4 dates. And I use the term date loosely. He's very spur of the moment. Like he's like, hey, I'm gonna be on your side of town today, which in Houston, people who live outside the loop really think that coming inside the loop is like another side of town. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I had an interview scheduled and I was kind of like laughing with him, like, hey, when I get on an interview today, they're gonna ask me if I'm talking to anybody. The new questions you get asked on an interview. And I was like, well, I'm gonna tell him we talking. And he was like, no, can you just not do that? And I was like, why? So he gave me a few different reasons. The first reason was because, we're not together. And I was like, I'm not announcing our engagement. I'm just saying, like, if somebody saw us at the mall together, there's no difference. Anyway, baby, I'm not pleading my case. I'm not doing none of that. So it was kind of a lighthearted conversation. But then I saw one of his interviews and they were asking him about like his ideal woman. And he said something like a mix between Lauryn Hill and India Arie. So I'm like, and then he started talking about his top 3. And it was like Amber, I wasn't in the conversation. So I was like, oh, wait, let me circle back to this conversation. And so I asked him again, and he was like, I said, listen, I saw your interview, whatever, all good. I'm fine with that. But if I can't even mention that I talked to you, then I don't want to talk to you.
Facts. 100%.
Right. And I feel like that was fair. And so, like, we just kind of stopped talking, just kind of faded to black. And it wasn't like a breakup. We were never together. It was just like, okay, well, I don't like that. And I get to decide what's the deal breaker for me and what I do and don't like. So however harsh or not harsh, I thought, it just kind of is what it is. You are entitled to how you feel in your story, in your life, and so am I. No big deal. So, like, I guess like maybe 2 or 3 weeks passed, and we had talked the Saturday before the reunion, just kind of caught up. We were kind of, because when we get notified about the reunion and everything is so fragmented, like Stacy might say, oh girl, well this was happening. And Chris is like, well girl, I heard this. And I'm like, well the producer told me that. So we all talk as a cast and like put these stories together because they still want to organize the production. And so it was kind of something like that. Like, oh, did you go get your COVID test? Stuff like that. Nothing beyond that. And so we get to the reunion, and I didn't even, before we started filming, I didn't even talk to him. Like, we had been there for like 3 hours. I didn't even talk to him while we were in the green room. So for him to come out there and do that, I was upset. Girl,
he said it like y'all were just talking 2 seconds ago.
Right. Exactly. Which is not true.
Now that's some tea.
That's not, it's just simply untrue. And I resent that. He felt like, he had the right to say that. And I told him, I said, what you say right now on May 5th is going to have implications later, because we didn't know when the reunion was airing. And lo and behold, the reunion's airing. And I have a boyfriend dating somebody completely different, but people think that I'm dating Khalil, or people think I'm so wrong for doing him like that on the TV show if we're supposed to be together. We were never together. And I am a person, I firmly believe that if you want to have a public conversation, we're going to have a public conversation. So for everybody saying she could have waited till after the show, I tried to have the conversation off camera. We had the conversation off camera. He just came on there and said what he wanted to say. So it's not, no. I'm going to address you where it is. I'm a here and now person. Why would I have to wait to address that?
Right.
No, he put it public. One of my members in the chat wanted to ask, and Lord, I had on my glasses broke. It says, has V reached out to have a conversation with Chris or Stacy?
Mm-hmm.
They're asking.
I'm not interested.
I came with y'all face expressions and then with the who and I don't know and all these things.
No, I'll tell you, no one has reached out to me.
No, but
she was wrong for how she acted. Like, I got a lot of feedback last night. Like, well, didn't she apologize? Yes, she apologized in that moment, but then on set, the conversation went on and on and on, and I was still being kind of like attacked. And I was like, girl, I don't have anything to do with this. Like, as women, we really got to stop scapegoating other women for issues in our relationships or in our situation. Like, that's wrong. I have nothing to do with nothing. I'm cool with Joel. I love him to death. We have things in common, such as how we parent. That's one of our commonalities. I am not attracted to him in that way. I'm not interested in him, nor have I ever felt him up, anything like that. So like your misplaced hostility and anger was at another woman that don't have anything to do with anything. So
Okay, well, who's telling her this though?
then I have a problem. Like, I'm a mother of daughters. Don't come on national TV trying to talk about I'm touching some man or painting me in a Scottish light, because that ain't my style, honey. And I try to do my best to teach my daughters how to be respectful young women, and especially when it's like sexually respectable, because it's too much going on in this world. And like I resented that because I'm like, I would never do that to anybody else, let alone another woman. Like that's ridiculous. And then, like, again, your insecurities are not my responsibility. Don't put that on me. I don't have anything to do with it. Like, own up and deal with whatever y'all got going on. Me as like just like an audience member, like looking at it, I felt like Joelle was giving messages to slow down, that things were headed in a different, like, hey, like, let's slow down. I mean, because like what she said was something like, after 2 weeks, things changed for them. We're not talking about May, June. We're talking about, this is like at the end of February or early March when things changed. So there were several months that went by before we had this whole reunion conversation.
Wow. What I'm saying, I'm not sure y'all gonna answer it, but who was saying all this stuff? It seemed like they kept alluding to somebody, but nobody said no names. Like, oh, somebody told me this. Like, it's not that many of y'all. So I'm like, who is saying this stuff about y'all?
I would presume the person that was consumed with AJ.
You said AJ?
It wasn't AJ, but I'm saying I would presume it was the person that was consumed with AJ, because like when I heard the news and then AJ and Chris got thrown into it, I was like, oh, I can imagine where this came from.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. I got you. Because to me, it doesn't go together. Y'all, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Nobody even. You look at I look at the blogs and everything. Nobody connected that. Nobody said, "Oh, I think Stacy," because it's been out there. Just like the Khalil thing with Ida, that came out so fast over little of nothing. So do you think nobody would have been talking about that, saying, "Oh, Stacy or Chris was"? Nobody said that. That's why I was like, where did that come from? That seems so out there. I guess if you're really into a dude like that, I guess I don't know. I feel like this, like I know she said that they was intimate. Do you feel that, I'm just asking all you ladies this, that, being that you guys are in this process and it's a dating, showing all these things, that being intimate in this environment, do you think is a good or a bad thing? I'm just asking you straight up.
When you say intimate, what do you mean by that? Can you be plain?
If you sleep with one of the guys on the show, I guess I'll just say it like that.
What?
I think that you're asking, do you think it's a good idea?
Yes. I'm asking you guys your opinion. Do you think in this environment, and even, because I know y'all said it's kind of like speed dating.
Even kiss one of them. Ooh.
I know. I didn't.
I think that whatever works for you is for you. If it's consensual, that's their business. However, I think that in any interaction, intimate, getting to know somebody, it's important to always have your finger on the pulse of the reciprocal energy. So if you're like, hey, we're going to sleep together, and this is just in life, period.
Right.
As a grown-up, you probably know what course you're on at that point, or you should at least be ready for whatever could potentially happen. But that's just period in relationships. I've been guilty of, either, I can't say I've been misled a lot. I can say I've allowed myself to think what I want to think before. Yeah. But if somebody wants to sleep with somebody in the show, I don't see why not. If you're gonna sleep with anybody, it's your body. It's consensual.
I agree.
I understand what you're saying, Kamisha.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying. Like, apart from like the consensual stuff and what two people feel. Personally, like, I didn't connect with anybody on that level, but I do err on the side of caution also with those things with people, because I know, like, some people are more like emotional with it, and some people aren't. And so, Ida's right about like keeping your finger on the pulse of things.
And the thing about it with me, I would never judge anybody because I think a woman's body, she should be able to do whatever she want to do with it. I'm a firm believer that period is no ring, do whatever you want. It just, I guess I feel like because of how some things have come out recently, and even with that, I still don't feel like nothing is wrong if any of y'all did anything. But like Kat D, who's my sister's on here, she said, I think it's tough in that setting to be intimate. I was kind of against that. To me, it's like because you guys are on TV. And if one person comes out and says, well, otherwise private, you wouldn't have to worry about the entire world knowing what you did yesterday. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I said that environment, that situation to me, it seems like it's different. But I don't know. As well as you ladies, because you guys experienced it. I did not, so we all can sit back. I say all the time, we all can sit back and speak about race, love, myself included. But you ladies experienced it. So that's why I was asking you guys, how did you feel about that as far as being, getting with one of the guys in that type of way? And also, too, I said that to say that, and I do feel like I felt bad for Venetia. I didn't really like when she came a child, but I feel like a lot of that was tied in with her wanting something that to me was obviously was not there. And just like what Ida said, and I've been guilty of it as well, and not saying that someone tricked me, but just seeing things or maybe wanting things to be that was not. And that's what I wasn't there. You guys were.
No, we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to say, like, I really straight up, I felt like that she was putting on so much on 10, and he was like at 100. You see what I'm saying? Like 10,000.
Now, I will say, like, in all fairness to her, I think that she did come looking for an immediate love connection, or she was coming looking for immediate love. And I think that in the process, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, you know what I mean? Because you're so set on this being the outcome, and this is your goal, and this is what I really want, that you can miss a lot of signs and messages when you have tunnel vision.
Mine sounds chopped and screwed over here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all sound chopped and screwed.
Really?
Like it's
you sound fine.
Yeah, you sound good, Mama.
You sound good,
girl. Hear you. Wait. Okay, I don't know. It was when you were talking. Sorry. Okay, back.
Okay. So to me, all you guys are really different, but I feel like all you guys handle yourself very well on this show with experiences with Ida leaving early. I feel like she handled it like my sister said there's some kind of feedback. It might be she might be right about that. I mean, I don't hear, she says it's a little small feedback, a little bit. I can hear like a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear a little bit too. Is somebody watching it in the background, or does somebody have it playing in the background?
Right. I'm like, I can't.
Because for me, I'm in my little area. Ain't nothing on. This only I got my mic. So I don't know. But I think that you guys handle yourselves very well. All you ladies did. The situation to me is crazy. I'm sorry. I just think I don't know how you guys handle it. All you. I don't know. Me myself, I think about it. I just don't know if I could handle it. My temper is horrible. My face expression. I probably be like Chris though with the face. Chris be having the face like.
My face be like, what? Like I think I just be like one of the shocked because you don't know what's going on with everybody else, and then you be like, what?
I think what is interesting is to. Like for me, being the first person to leave the show, you like, of course, when I start telling people my truth, however short it was, it's like, oh, you just mad because you got eliminated first. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah, of course I'm. What surprised me the most about going home first was going home first. Hello, but like as other people started getting eliminated, then it started being like, okay, I'm not the only person who are here like, man, shit is crazy. You know, I'm not a person that's like, I'm gonna let it go because they happen on TV. I think that the thing about this cast is, I would say more than half of us are on-site people. Like, we could be, you'll see all of us in the club on a Thursday, then the show come on Friday, then Saturday, everybody like pull up. You ain't like, you know, like we're on site. Like when Stacy, the first time I saw Stacy and Chris in the club after I went home, Stacy was like, I was like, hey girl, what's up? She was like, let me proceed for a second. I said, girl, what's up? She's like, listen, this is what you gonna see on TV when they come on. Off top. And she was like, but it's all love. And I was like, girl, I am unbothered. I'm unbothered. And like ever since then, we've been like super cool. But she wasn't like, oh hey. And then we friends. And then I see the show and I'm like, girl, that was kind of shady. So off top before it even aired, she was like, and then but at that moment I was like, okay, so I already know because I saw how crazy they made me look on episode 1. And then I hadn't even seen at the mixer. I hadn't seen the brunch episode yet, but in between those earrings is when I saw Stacy out. And then I was like, then they showed how they made the brunch look how they wanted it to look because I was going home. And so it made sense after I saw that they had me interrupt her twice. It made sense what she said. I forgot I even interrupted her twice because it wasn't my idea or my intention. But the point I'm making is that because I feel like a lot of people can have these honest conversations. I'm not gonna say confront each other, but like we're just very honest. At least I feel like a lot of people are honest with each other. Some people still have a problem with the truth, and that's their problem. But I would say for the majority, we are hearing now, like, okay, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll put together like that. Okay, there is a song. Hold on, one of y'all mute yourselves so I can see who.
This is hard. I can't, like, it's messing with me.
I'm about to mute myself.
Let me see. Just mute yourself so I can see. Someone say so. Just mute yourself. Okay, someone talk. Stacy, Chris, unmute yourself. I can't hear y'all.
I'm muted.
I unmuted myself.
Oh no, I think it might be Ida. Oh, well, you know what she can do? Just go out and come back in. It might be
okay, I'm going to come back in. All right,
I was going to do that. Okay.
Because sometimes I'll be tripping. Like,
I really think it's me, but okay.
Yeah,
what is it? Me?
Fine.
Hold on, is it me?
No, it's still doing it. I'm gonna do it.
Is it doing it?
I'm
on the laptop, so
I'm on my computer too. Okay, do you hear anything?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, so I don't know when they come back.
About that, like I think like I'm a pretty upfront person. I think like after you and I've been speaking, you can probably see that more. Like I was like, Ida, hey girl, you know, when we were in the convention and they were asking me questions, I said this, but you know, now that I'm saying, I see how they, you know, it was part of the plan. I was like, so I didn't mean that about you. Like I didn't want her to be surprised or think that I was being fake to her.
Well, that's one thing I will say. I love that you and Ida had it. Oh, it's Chris. Oh, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Sometimes the StreamYard on the phone be acting funny. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work right.
It was doing just fine.
Because the phone StreamYard is beta, so you know it's a hit or miss.
Okay.
You got headphones in?
No.
I don't know. I'm gonna make it better.
It was doing fine, and I don't know what happened.
Like I said, StreamYard is a beta.
It's fine now.
Okay, I think it's good. Let me see if they have.
I'm sorry, I'm over here eating.
I agree. They should have let Chris show her outfit at the reunion.
Yeah, what now?
Mine?
Yeah, I loved it.
I was Britney Spears. From the Snake video.
I think that the three of you guys really look. I ain't telling you this. Oh, I forget. That outfit was bad though. What she had on. I think that the three of you guys, like to me, like what I just said, y'all told the truth. Y'all was all straight up all the time, and I think that's probably why y'all got the negative that y'all actually got, because Ida's always up from the top, Chris is always up from the top, and so is Stacy. That's why I always feel like I was drawn to three of you guys. And sometimes, like just like I just said, people don't want to hear the truth, point blank. Especially some of the men that were on y'all season. I'm sorry, I just don't think they wanted to hear the truth. All of them, it seemed like there was more drama filled than you guys. I feel the men were not. I mean, I'm not saying y'all didn't have no kind of whatever, but I felt like the men was up front this season compared to last season, and that's just my opinion. I don't know why, because it was just so much going for no reason. For no reason.
Up front. Well, okay.
I was just so disappointed, like how I see things go down now. I was just so disappointed in some of the guys. Like even with my incident, I'd expressed like I was upset with y'all because nobody came to my defense when this guy is like going ham on me for no reason. And then like as I heard the full circle of like the after parts, like the little men huddled and like really listening, like after I heard all of that, I was like, and still nobody stood up for me and said what was right. But I do know that AJ and Chris, the guy Chris, did defend me. But I mean, everybody else went wrong. You know what I mean? With doing wrong. And so I was like really disappointed in that.
There was so much that in the show about y'all that I don't understand. Like, with the whole thing with Ron saying, throwing Chris name in saying, "Oh, she met my mom," and even with him saying, "Well, I was at the club," they would throw y'all into stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, Ida, remember that night? And then when you saw me again, you was like, "Are we cool?" Because y'all didn't speak to me, and that's how.
Yeah, like I said, I'm an on-site person.
He tried to play it. When I watched his live, that motherfucker tried to act like you was there and we was speaking, and like I only sat there with his mom for 2 drinks. Dude, I got selfies with your mom. I was smoking hookah. I was there for a long time.
So since Ron wants to say I was there, I was there. Yeah. And I can attest to the fact that Chris was, this is how I know Ron saw me, because he was running to the bar.
Yes.
Getting drinks for people all night. And so Chris was there, like we were like, it was just, we were posted like the amount of time you stay at the club if you have a section.
Yeah.
I did tell him that I saw Chris that same night. I saw Stacy, and we were just having our little let's clear the air, and I was like, okay, now Chrisantheium, I saw you at blah 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 blah, and she was like, girl, listen, I was, I will say she was resting bitch face all night, like that bitch like a statue the whole night. She was just like,
fuck you,
the entire night. And I said, so is this your face? So like, do we have a problem? Like she was like, no, that's just how I look. I was like, okay, bet. So we got that out the way. But for Ron to say, when I saw Ron again, I said, Ron, I saw you, and I didn't know if they were on. I didn't know if they had a connection, if they were just hanging out, because the cast hangs out. And I didn't know if he didn't speak because I was allegedly his number one 10 days before. But when they told him, when he tells me Amber was his number one, and they show on the clip where he said, Chrisantheium, you've been my number one from day one. And I was like, I don't think they talked the first day. I could be wrong. But for him to say I was a witness to them being there, yes, I was, but I wasn't a witness to what you said happened. Like you was already there. You invited her because she was in the area. No. No, y'all were there. Like y'all were posted. It wasn't like how you described it. And I'm very surprised to hear him say that I was there, because until that moment he had denied seeing me that night.
Would y'all admit there was a lot of fakery going on as far as the men and how they? Because to me, like I said, I wasn't there, but it seemed fake. Like for him to make a big story about that, I was sitting there and they didn't even have no conversation. For him to even mention that, what was the purpose of saying that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
Because I felt like he was trying to downplay me meeting his mom. And I'm not saying, oh, I met her, like it's going to be this.
Right.
I'm like, you're the one that said, this might be your future daughter-in-law. Like, why?
Oh, snap.
Like, his sister and his brother were there too. Like, I didn't just meet his mom. But so I was just like, that's why I was always confused when he kept putting somebody else as number one. So I'm like, but we're doing all this stuff and we're,
I think, like, to me, it is so interesting that people can change their stories like mid-story to fit their narrative, because when it was happening, of course, he was telling Chris one thing. She was the number one on the show. By the time we got to and he didn't see me that night. By the time we get to the reunion, she was just in the area and she liked to turn up. And another part of the narrative that he's had is that the reason why he didn't pursue more time or dates with Amber is because she has a kid, which I think is bullshit, because you can't make a decision for her because she has a kid. She knows she's on a dating show, so you can't be like, well, this is why, I did this because she has a kid. She knows she got a kid.
Right.
So like you can make that decision for her and say you're not asking her to go out. And then also don't try to make it seem like you call Chrisantheium because she turned up Tina. Because again, because Chrisantheium likes to party. Hidden camera in the club. This is all you're gonna see Chrisantheium doing.
My champagne and my
Let Stacy say 100% because she's such a chill. I feel like wait, Chris,
you didn't see me do my Megan knees last night.
Yes, but I'm saying
I need to go back and watch that live.
You have to play down that he invited you to meet his mom by saying next thing I call her because she like to turn up. No, y'all wouldn't turn it up.
I'm always sitting. I like to be on my couch in my section.
But no wrong with this. I did see her do
that blue Bel Air last night. That blue Bel Air is good as hell.
It's good.
Rick Ross. I don't want nothing else. I only want that blue one from now on.
It just looks like you remind me of when the blue Alizé came, my child.
Ocean water at Sonic.
It's giving me hypnotic ocean water. I just can't.
It tastes like ocean water. It's so good though. It's like It tastes. I don't know.
I think it's a step back for Black people. Blue champagne.
No, I love it.
Wait a minute. Let me find out you didn't sign the deal with Seagram's.
Who says that? I'm sorry. What is your name? Elise Goddess. If you're not, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Okay. No one has said a word about anyone talking at one time, so you don't have to be here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. Anyway.
Did I miss that comment? Because y'all know I would have said so.
No, hold up. Let me.
Where is it?
That person's already gone, but you can. They can still hear you. They can still hear you. I don't do that. Don't put nothing negative in my chat because you know you will be gone. Okay, you will have respect for people on my panel. Right here, 100%.
Amber, Queen Amber in the chat.
Yeah, I saw a posted.
I don't see stuff. I don't see nothing
because we're on our computers.
Oh, okay. Look at you, Ida.
I'm just saying.
I was like, she said, I know it's not me. I was like, I can't with this woman. Because
Chris not lying. That man wanted her.
Who? Wait, what happened?
Amber said Chris is not lying. That man wanted her. She's talking about Ron.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Oh, Lord have mercy. This is the part that the thing about it when Ron was on talking to me the first time. He was talking about Amber the whole time. I didn't even.
I know. I was like, yeah,
because he kept on saying there was somebody I've been talking to on the show for the entire time and all this stuff. And I was like, who was he talking about?
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Well, I will say,
all the teeth of it. I was like, oh.
Ron told me that after the show, after he went home, because everybody got a new attitude after they go home. They ready to tell it all. So he told me that after he went home, but I didn't know how intense the conversation was with him and Alexa, his elimination. But he told me after he went home that he wanted to talk to Amber anyway, and that he was going to pursue that. And so I reached out to Amber just because I was like, no, actually Amber and I connected on something unrelated. Like she just called me after the show was over and we went to dinner. And she told me that she had basically how he kind of painted it that he was a different level. Like she wasn't on a level and he was on a level. I don't think they had any bad blood between them at that time, but as the story evolved, it's going like this and this and this and this and this. But Ron has had many number ones, apparently. You know what? I just thought about it. Ron said, y'all are my number one. Y'all are all.
You said what?
I guess Ron say everybody's number one. That's fair.
You know what? Well, I said that when the ball happened, all y'all changed. That's what I said. I wish Ida would have stayed for the ball. It seemed like y'all was having such a good time on that episode. Y'all all looked so beautiful.
That shit was boring as hell. They didn't even have no music on in there. There was no music on.
Are you serious?
Remember? Okay, Ida. Remember how they was sending us to people at the brunch? That's what they were doing at the fucking ball. So that's why I was like, don't sit here and say me and Stacy were together because they were fucking making me go over here and talk to this person. Okay, now go to
it was just a mixer in masquerade outfit.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
girl, exactly. I was like, I thought, like, we didn't have no food. I was like, I thought we was gonna be like at a real ball. There's no fucking music on in here. Then at one point, they're like, Chris, get everybody on the dance floor. I'm like, why I gotta do it? Like, shit. So I'm trying to get everybody. I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna dance to?
I cannot believe this. So
They had not
is there
turned
something
no
with the
music
food
on
in the
until the
video
very
or
end
what?
when we were about to leave, and then they played music that had words because they couldn't play nothing
Right,
like,
right.
without getting approved. So we literally just had like hotel music on the whole time, and it was very low. Yeah, girl. When I was like, that's why I kept going to the loop. I was like, give me some champagne. I can't. What are we doing?
Well, I already give the behind the scenes action 1.5 stars. Do not recommend.
Yes, that's why I was like, y'all took one scene where me and Stacy just happened to walk up to the bar together to get a drink, and then made it seem like we was together the whole damn night.
And maybe you would have had more fun if you were together the whole night, child.
We had only went there to get a drink. It was a coincidence.
Yeah.
Really?
They serving. Do tell what was behind the bar.
Because they started dragging y'all for hanging out, and see that's the only time they really showed y'all hanging out was in the ball. So I never understood why there's like one person on the phone. I can't text her because she might tell her what I said. I was like, that sounds so junior.
But that's number one. That sounds so ignorant. Like if you listen to what David said early on when I saw the friendship developing. When did you see the friendship developing?
Right.
Where were we at where you were at? Number two. And I told the guys that potentially it might be some issue with them sharing stuff. Okay, well if you got a problem with another dude, another woman saying what you told him to another woman, then that ain't a good look anyway. Anyway, you trying to run game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you putting up these little hypotheses, and that didn't even happen. Like Chris and I are respectful enough that we respected each other's process. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all being like some little children, y'all being like some little children cackling like you're some women. Please, y'all, please.
The guys were in that position. I feel like as well. Who is that? Live, like I can't see anything. Hi, Stacy. Yes, that's one of my members of Channel Clip. That's the name, but I can't see. I'm blind as the bat. It says, "Hi, Stacy." I need to get something done. You said that something happened after the ball, and that you would mention it after the reunion. What happened? Lord, if I hear about this one more time, somebody please.
Yeah.
After the reunion, I was walking out the reunion, and I heard I was walking out the ball, and I heard some cursing and yelling, and I could hear Chris. So I turned around because like we were going down steps from the castle, so we were going down the steps, and I turned and looked, and I see a dude in my face cursing at me, acting a whole damn fool with me. And Chris was like, "Nah, you're not gonna do this right now. You're not doing that to her." Blah 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 blah. So I was like, "What the hell? Like y'all know me. I really don't bother nobody. I'm funny. I make funny faces. Like I tell jokes, and I mind my business." So I'm like, "The hell is going on here?" Like. So I feel like I had a whole anxiety attack in the moment. I think Chris can attest to that. All production can.
Wow.
Liz was there. Some other production people were there. Like they had to escort me to my car because I was so shaken up. Like I think I was like probably shaking at the time. Chris had to pull the car over because I couldn't even breathe. Like I was having a full-blown anxiety attack. And so production had to come meet us on top of a dark road. It was bad. That's how ugly this person was to me. And I was like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So then to go back, so that was right before my elimination. So I felt like this dude had, you know how it is, Kamisha, like in Louisiana, you know how we say, don't let your name be known. So I felt like it was a case of that. So he had to get rid of me so I wouldn't damage his reputation when the truth came out. Well, but I'm not interested in damaging brands or their reputation. So I'm not saying who it was, but these people, like, we recently had a conversation, me and this person, and it was still unapologetic and foolishness, and it's still not owning up to what you did. So I don't have any time to talk to you. And then you align yourself with people who clearly talk about me. So I don't know if it's you stirring the pot or if it's them stirring the pot. And I ain't did nothing to none of y'all.
Right. Nothing.
Not a damn thing. Y'all know I got 3 kids, right? And a business. I got other shit.
And girls, yes. Yes.
You see, I'm over here cooking. I'm trying to cook and everything and do this right now. Girl, bye.
She's not gonna say the name. She had already said that she's not saying the name. That's why I didn't ask her. She's not,
Yeah, we don't
even though all that happened to her, she's still not gonna say. We're not gonna do that. A black man like that, regardless of what happened. That's
right.
her truth.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know what provoked that person. I don't know what they were going through. I don't know, so I welcome a true apology, but I don't need closure in a situation. I'm good. Apologies are for those who did wrong.
Period. I mean, I'm not gonna say, but what I'm saying is I'm just happy she came through it. She's a strong woman. She been on this thing. She's a boss in her own right, and all of them are. And they just moved on from it. That's why I said, for me, talking about the show and seeing y'all go through the highs and lows, we do not know what's going behind the scenes. I know that. Let me ask y'all a question. Ron spoke so much about production in a negative way, and I think AJ spoke a little positive about it a little bit. But how did y'all? I mean, well, I know I had a few conversations with Ida online about it, but how do you guys feel about production? Any one of y'all can go with that. I'm just curious to know, because I've heard such negativity about this, from the food, even last year.
Yeah. I think it's the post-production people, whoever's like putting the story together.
Okay.
I think that the people who are speaking, I know the people who are speaking positively about production are production's darlings. So
yeah,
you have people on the show, and like I said, whoever is like, I just want to thank, production. If they start like that, maybe they genuinely do feel that way. I don't think they're prevaricating. I think that production treated them so well that they actually do like production. Right. But when you talk to the majority of the cast, we're going to say, production like can kiss my ass, like,
right.
Like as for behind the scenes, I felt that it was some things that were I took it personally because I'm like, hey, you are putting us on TV as this, kind of niche. That's like the word of the season. This niche dating group, this segmented group, and one of our first things with production before we started filming, somebody from production said, let's just face it, none of you guys here would be on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. So this is like a really special show. I remember that being said.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I could definitely be The Bachelorette. I just don't want to.
Right.
But anyway, so really, I feel like they had treated us like we should just be happy to be there.
Yeah.
In most instances, like that, the first day at the mixer, if you're filming for 13 hours, like seriously, how much more to the budget we have added to have a hair and makeup and wardrobe person?
Right.
Like they didn't even have somebody there with a brush or a Neutrogena wipe. And then we get an attitude when you would be like, can I get my bag so I can comb my hair down? Or can somebody look at my bag so I can put on some more lip gloss? They would get a whole attitude. I'm like,
that's weird.
Y'all couldn't go on Craigslist and get a makeup artist for the day.
But y'all were the machine. Y'all was the motor to the machine. Why were y'all being taken care of? I find that really strange. Y'all didn't have everything y'all needed. I ain't saying y'all needed the Rolls Royce or whatever. I'm just saying, food, at least food. Because I know everybody was cranky. You can't tell me y'all didn't have no attitudes. I know I would have had one. Angry.
Always a point of contention. Like, just tell us to bring our own lunch, and we will do that. Like, at the reunion, my lunch never came. And they were like, okay, Trust and I can eat her food. Never got lunch at the reunion. They wanted us there at 7:30 and they didn't even have coffee. They didn't have
I know I'm here.
Crazy.
Coffee? No coffee? I got to have coffee. It's part of my DNA.
I
would have left on that alone.
I know I had my experience, like some unpleasant moments, but I'm not a production darling, but I didn't have any problems with them. Like, they were very kind to me. Like, they respected my dietary, accommodations. It was some things that I think could have been handled better, especially coming from that situation that I was in. But other than that, like, I didn't have any complaints. And I know I wasn't, promoted in the most positive light, edited in the most positive light at the beginning of the show. I think, like, it wasn't until the reunion that people were like, oh, damn, okay, Stacy, now we finally like you. Like, now we see your personality. But I think that, like, I don't have any real major complaints.
Okay, I think Stacey just made my point. So, not in a bad way, no shade. But she said, I don't have no problem with them. They even respected my dietary restrictions. So that's why she ain't got no problem with them, because they don't have no problem. I felt treated poorly. And that's why I like them. But that's normally how I run life. But I think you'll find that people, like, okay, so that being said, at the reunion, I'm not going to name no names, but people were really at the reunion like, I'll walk up out here. I don't care. I think everybody was just tired. Like, they're tired of the shit.
Oh, wow.
Y'all got us here all day for what? Where's the food? We got there at 7:30 in the morning and they had hot cups and Tito's.
Give me my champagne back that you fucking took. My cup.
Yeah, they took her champagne and was like, we don't know what happened to your cup. Y'all better find that girl cup.
Yo, actually, see, I don't know how y'all made it. The food thing would have sent me.
I brought my cup with me because I was like, I'm bringing some champagne because I know I'm gonna need it.
Okay.
Yeah, the food thing did, like, I was like livid because they didn't bring my lunch. By the time they let us eat lunch and they gave me some lunch, it was cold. Everything was cold. And then when we were leaving, they were giving out Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Like, could this get any more one star?
Right.
I don't know.
Chick-fil-A, and it was cold.
And it was the plain one, right? With pickles only, no nothing.
That's it. No,
it was one pickle per sandwich. Pickle per sandwich.
I mean, you know how they say how we do. You know how we do. They say we cheat. Make I was probably I'd been happy with some noodles. I was that hungry.
Yeah. Huh?
I would say you some pot and
honestly, you only feeding 20 people. You only feeding 20 people. You could have got a breakfast tray. You could have got some 2 tacos that you bring to work from Taco Cabana when you're running late. You could have brought 2 boxes of them.
Well, hold up. This is the part tripped me out about that. They had a whole barbecue on there. Then they cooked. They had a whole barbecue one time, and they had the chefs. Why nobody wasn't cooking? Did y'all have? I mean, not saying nothing bad. Did you? I know you're part of the show, but I'm like, why was it nobody didn't have no grill out? How did Houston? Oh, baby, I would have had a grill going, some salmon on there, some something. I don't get that.
That's a good point.
Who knows?
It doesn't. It's like, but they're trying to make y'all to be hungry, so y'all will be more drama-ish. Because you know you hungry, you're gonna be like, don't touch me. I don't like you. Because you had nothing to eat. That's like get that girl to Snickers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't understand. I don't get, like, sometimes you hear people say,
I understand either. Like, we could have got an Airbnb without the food. We could have some food, right?
Well, maybe they didn't want to spend that money, even though I'm pretty sure they made a grill. I'm pretty sure they did. Because y'all made a grip, coin it. I'm saying they made.
They could have got an Airbnb without a food. So save that money and bought us some food.
And was it okay? So was y'all comfortable at all? Was it hot? Or I don't know what time of year that was. Was it? I don't know if it was March. What y'all said?
Oh, that was May. It was hot and cold up in there because it was in a convention center. Where Kamisha go?
All right, y'all. Welcome to the IDA show.
So we're gonna talk live.
Today we got Stacy and we got Chrisantheium, but she like to go by Chris with 2 S's.
We taking over the show. What's up?
I see the little thing, Titty. We had our 3 seconds. Hurry
This
up,
is
keep going.
My bad, y'all. My bad. I accidentally hit the exit, leave exit. My bad, y'all. That was me.
I held it down.
I take over for you.
I said, Jesus, I'm gonna do it. I thought it was my in and out figure really bad. That was me. I got my hand on his mouth, up down his chest. So anyway, Nicole said, "Let's say they can take over. That's fine. Look, I love them. Y'all all up in here watching. So my sister say y'all hilarious. Let me tell you something. These ladies to me, they did not show the funny side of these ladies. It was funny, man. Oh, thank you, Leek. Thank you so much for belated birthday. I appreciate it. I thought it was hilarious. They did not show any of that stuff. I don't feel like, and I don't know why. Because y'all
they did not.
No, they just showed like the weird stuff and like y'all just looking mad, or Chris went for the cat suit, and somebody in the chat said, "I like your cat suit." You literally need to make that a brand because everybody always saying that.
I hate putting outfits together here. I just like buying the one piece, and there we go. I can just go.
Well, for that. Somebody should come put a brand on you for some cat suits because I swear, they say they all thought you did good in your cat suit, even if they feel like you was kind of bamboozled a little bit with the clubs and all of that.
Anybody saying she didn't look good?
What she say?
Right.
Somebody said the set design was lacking with the bleacher seats and the 2 LED pillars in the middle.
The green couches.
Wait a minute.
Together. So you think I'm about to go get some shit made to go sit on that set? This ain't how.
Someone said, "Why nobody held Alexis accountable?" Hold on. They said, "Why did nobody held Alexis accountable? She's always the victim, and the show painted her in a light she did not deserve. Hopefully, she will work through her insecurities." Oof. Oh snap!
I don't know.
Well, that's not anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, she grown.
Let me say this. Alexis is not here, so I'm not going to speak on her. And I don't have a storyline, but if I don't have a storyline, so let's say my story. I'm going to say it anyway, though. My storyline doesn't involve Alexis. But I don't have a storyline. That wasn't there.
Well,
I'm just going to say
they do need their own show. Somebody say y'all need your own show. They do. They really do.
Yeah,
they have a great
Kamisha came back.
You know what? I didn't just take myself out the screen.
Little boxes had rearranged themselves.
Right.
Oh Lord have mercy. I love these ladies though. These ladies have supported me now. You don't understand this entire season. These ladies have supported me since the entire season. And that's why I always will show them love, period. Whoever don't like it can't understand it is what it is. I will always show them love. Period. I'm not gonna we had already talked about that already. And she is not here. I'm gonna jump on that same chain that Ida was talking about. We was talking about when she was attached to the storyline, as Ida would say, but no, we're not gonna do that. They said
I'm not gonna say
y'all
that.
can't answer for her because they're asking y'all questions about Alexis and she's not here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, "Will you ladies do the process again? When you guys do it again?" Like KG came back. When you guys come back again?
They can't afford me. How I know they can't afford me.
No, I can't. Not how they did that shit.
I would come back to something. I don't know to what.
They said this process. They didn't say
the process.
This process.
I wouldn't do this process. I don't think I would do that again.
I would try it again.
That's a good question that they actually asked. They said, "Are y'all gonna come together to comment on the season 5 like Rashid and Simone did this season?" That's actually a good question for next season for these
We
things.
should.
That's a good question.
Group chat, ladies. Group chat.
Okay, put it in our group text.
That's a cute idea. Because I'm gonna show them these things. I want to see if they're gonna change anything up from last season. Especially with that.
I'm sorry, I'm being country, but these cherries so damn good.
I was over here eating my breakfast a little bit, but I was like, let me
I know where I'm from. If I hadn't ate it before, y'all would have saw my grits and my eggs right here in butter. But I already ate before I went.
Okay.
I was struggling with that smoothie. I was still hungry, girl.
Somebody asked who you were cooking back there. Somebody in the chat said, "What you cooking?"
Oh, I'm making some enchiladas and rice and beans.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Cindy Bear.
Cilantro rice and black beans.
Wait. What you say? You ladies were dressed. By far, you killed the fashion game at the reunion. Everybody looked one or A1. Maybe is what they're saying. Yes, they did.
So.
Yes, I know. I thought they, especially when they had what they call y'all freaking frag, which I don't like calling y'all that, but I know it's a gimmick, But when they were sitting there, that's why I said y'all looks. Y'all don't have to say anything. Just like really, Ida, even though she's talking to her face expressions, she don't have to say. She can go, and you really can understand what she's trying to say. That's why I said hilarious. I can just look. Freaks too. Y'all faces. If y'all look on Lipstick Alley, they talk about y'all face expressions because y'all have these strong, like it's on. They talk about it because Chris says she do it all the time. So her mouth, it's funny. I think it's hilarious. I be like, how you don't care? Know how she feeling? She doesn't say anything. Her face. Ever said not a makeup wipe.
I think she was referring to when I said that they didn't have any accommodations at the mixer. Not even a makeup wipe. There was a question I want to answer. Where is found love outside of the show? I actually did.
Love?
Yes, love.
Okay, good.
Come on,
but yeah, so as a matter of fact, I was ready to live. I knew that already. But you know what? It was a long winding road, but I ended up meeting my boyfriend through somebody from the show. So I think everything happens for a reason. So I could have came on the show, went home first because God knows his child, and then I still met somebody I left.
And he looked good too. Okay. Sorry, I'm really sad. But he did. He do good. But I'm happy she found. I'm happy she found love.
I actually low-key met him.
What happened? What?
Keisha actually low-key met him last weekend.
I mean,
you met him kind of though.
Huh?
You said what, Mama?
Kamisha met my boyfriend last weekend.
Yeah.
You did?
That's why I said he's very, very attractive. I'm happy that she is. Somebody said, Chris, are you dating?
Who's Lady O? Yes, I'm dating.
Oprah. Baby, Oprah.
Oh.
No.
Lady O.
Lady O is Oprah. No, Oprah's unbothered. She's cashing Discovery ID checks because Discovery owns OWN now. She has a stake in Discovery, but Oprah ain't got time.
That's why I asked. I think I asked one of y'all had y'all met.
You know what I kind of wanted to. So everybody is talking about that Love and Marriage Huntsville clip.
We were all there.
Let's just clear that up real quick.
We were all there.
We all was at that party.
Kamisha, I'll send you the picture.
Me, Stacy, Kyra, KG. She did not walk in with that man. Kyra was just walking around.
She wasn't even talking to him for a long time.
So they're being met, and they're like, "Oh, it's not the same producers." Oh, it's the same.
Isn't that Will Packer show though?
Yes, it's the same network. So there was
the Lighthouse
was at on.
Well, I didn't like people like trying to come for Kyra and drag her.
I didn't like
that already. That was I'm not no. Kyra didn't do anything wrong. Kyra is not a home wrecker. And she wasn't trying to be on that man and his wife.
Oh, what are you serious? Oh my God.
We were all at that party.
That's trash. People always make assumptions and don't know the background of what's going on. That's what I'm saying. I know it sounds crazy. Don't know the Kool-Aid, don't know the color.
But like I said, the production was being messy. Probably because their show is about to come on. And then I don't know.
Really?
How would y'all show that?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Why you didn't show the picture where we're all taking a picture with the champagne bottle in our hand with the whole?
Because y'all didn't go to the end. Duh.
Oh yeah, true.
Nice picture. Hold on, let me see.
But I'm
Yeah, I
a
knew
thought,
it was
so it would have looked like made more sense if they showed me walking with him because I'm a thought. In the
Hold on. Can I? I'm trying to see if I can share this.
fucking dummy.
Hey, you want anybody to see the picture?
Huh?
I said, do you want people to see the picture?
The picture?
Yeah.
She said she saw the picture, baby.
It's on my Instagram, so yeah, I don't care.
I think about
Okay. I was just making sure. Hold on. This might be loud. Hold on, let me do it. So I'm about to be loud.
You have it? What happened?
girl. I don't know. Yeah, but I didn't like that. Don't be dogging Kyra.
I had to mute myself because I'm gonna be loud when I come into the live. I'm going into my own live. Hang on just a second.
Oh. So Ida, how's dating?
Well, how's dating? I mean,
Well, how
with
did you
one
how
person.
did you meet your boo?
Oh, after the reunion, Kyra wanted to do a kind of Ready to Love recap, and so she invited AJ, Andrea,